It's a great pleasure to be here with all of you today on this momentous occasion. The establishment of the Ronald Coase Centre for Property Rights Research is really to be heralded. It carries on a legacy that he has established worldwide, and it is fitting that the center is located here in Hong Kong, where he is followed by so many academics and practitioners. There are two articles that seemingly are related that really drove some of the things that we did in the United States and are now being done in China. One is the legendary article on social costs, for which he was given the Nobel Prize in addition to his theory of the firm. The second article, which is somewhat unknown relative to the two that earned him the prize, the lighthouse in economics, had a profound influence which is underestimated. The theory of social costs lays out the term cap and trade, which followed from the work. It really doesn't describe cap and trade per se, but it does point out that bargains, deals can be done, yielding superior solutions to Pigovian taxes and subsidies. In that theory, or what flowed from that theory, a cap is put on emissions, and then people who reduce emissions below that cap can sell to others who can't achieve it. That drives emissions reductions at the lowest possible cost to society. The first wide-scale application of that was acid rain trading. And in 1993, that program officially began, although it was passed several years earlier, with an auction at the Chicago Board of Trade. Not only was Coase's influence seen in that program, but he was there personally to ratify the academic basis for what was a very controversial program. That SO2 program is relevant today because so much of what we learned from that program could be applied to local markets in China and Hong Kong and Beijing and Shanghai, throughout the nation where local pollution is ravaging the air quality in those particular areas. The SO2 program resulted in a reduction in emissions from 18 million tons to 3 million tons. It was thought to be, by its critics, something that wouldn't work, and if it did work, would ruin the competitiveness of U.S. industry. In fact, the program cost only $1 to $3 billion and produced reductions in medical expenses of $123 billion annually, and 35,000 lives a year are saved. It's very important to recognize that start in emissions trading was replicated, and once again, Coase was not only there intellectually, he was there physically. In 1997, we held a policy forum in Chicago, which laid the groundwork for the Chicago Climate Exchange, a voluntary multi-sector cap and trade. Here's where the lighthouse came in. CCX, as it's referred to, was like the private lighthouses that were established in Britain in the 19th century. Theory suggested, because of free riding, that people could never be incentivized to join a private effort where there were negative externalities, and free riding, that is, the taking advantage of that but not participating, would prevail and make a private lighthouse not viable. In effect, CCX went on to lay the groundwork for a multi-sectored approach of cap and trade, again having its founding in the 60 article. That cap and trade spread to Europe. It spread to China, where there are 7 pilot programs now based on Coase's analysis. It's very important to recognize, who all of you are here today, that the personal influence of Coase on me as a student of his, as well as his profound intellectual contributions, are being spread worldwide. I'm so very proud to be here with all of you today, at least virtually, to really celebrate Ronald Coase and the opening of this center. A hearty congratulations to K.W. Chau, all of his colleagues, and I'm sure this will be the beginning of many, many conferences of this type. And hopefully, cap and trade will become a national policy in China after the completion of the programs that are in the pilot stage, and there will be widespread uses of it in air quality and hopefully someday in water quality. Thank you all very much, and good luck.